Have you ever felt like your mind is not your own anymore? You sit down to study, to work, to read, to create something important, and suddenly your phone buzzes. A notification, then another. You scroll for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes turns into 50. Then you remember you had a task to finish. But now your mind is foggy. You feel tired and guilt creeps in. Sounds familiar? You're not alone. In today's world, attention is the most precious currency. And guess what? Everyone is trying to steal it. Apps, ads, influencers, even your own thoughts. And because of that, we become slaves to distraction. We start a task with focus, but we end it with regret. But what if I told you that there is a way to reclaim your focus completely? Not temporarily, not for 1 hour, but forever. What if you could train your mind to be so sharp, so still and so powerful that even in the middle of chaos, your mind stays calm like the surface of a still pond? This isn't science fiction. This is what Buddhist monks have been doing for thousands of years. They don't have phones, they don't rely on coffee, apps or self-help books, and yet, they possess one of the most powerful abilities known to mankind, the ability to control their own attention. So in this video, we're going to unlock that hidden treasure, the ancient Buddhist way of building 100% unshakable focus. Simple, powerful techniques that you can apply starting today, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. But before we go deep, let me tell you a story. It's a story about a young man named Tenzin. Tenzin was born in a small village nestled high in the mountains of Nepal. At the age of 9, he lost both his parents in a landslide. Left with nothing, he wandered aimlessly until a group of monks took him in. These monks lived in an ancient monastery, far away from the noise of the world. They didn't speak much, but they radiated peace, stillness, focus. Tenzin, filled with grief and confusion, couldn't sit still. His mind kept running. Memories haunted him, thoughts distracted him. One day, an old monk named Dorje approached him and asked, "Why are you so restless, little one?" Tenzin said, "I don't know, my mind just keeps running." Dorje smiled gently and replied, "Then let us teach your mind how to walk." From that day, Tenzin began a journey, not of the body, but of the mind every morning. Before the sun rose, he sat in silence. Every step he took with awareness. Every breath he observed without judgment. And slowly over the years, something miraculous happened. His mind stopped running. He found peace, focus, stillness. And that's exactly what we're about to explore today. The same journey, the same path, the same ancient practices. Now let me ask you something from the heart. What would your life look like if you had absolute control over your focus? If your mind didn't wander when it wasn't supposed to? If you could sit down and finish what you start without stress, without overwhelm, without distraction? Would you finally write that book, start that business, meditate deeply, heal your relationships, change your life? Focus is the foundation of everything. And the reason most people don't succeed is not because they're lazy, it's because they're distracted. Even the Buddha himself faced this challenge. Did you know, the night before Siddhartha Gautama became the Buddha, he sat under the Bodhi tree with one intention, to not move until he reached the truth. But he was attacked, not physically but mentally. His thoughts tried to distract him, his fears, his desires, his memories. The demon Mara tempted him with illusions. But Siddhartha didn't run, he didn't fight. He simply watched with absolute focus. And through that stillness, through that focused awareness, he awakened. That's the secret. Focus isn't about trying harder. It's about training your awareness, watching your mind without getting caught in it. And Buddhism has mapped out every step of that journey, from chaos to clarity. Now imagine this, a candle in a dark room. If the flame flickers, it casts shaky shadows. You can't see clearly. But when the flame is still, suddenly, the darkness disappears. Everything becomes visible. Your mind is that candle. And when you still the flame of your thoughts, your whole life becomes clear. So here's what we're going to do. In this video, I will take you through 10 Buddhist techniques that can help you sharpen your focus like a blade. Each one backed by ancient teachings. Some practiced in silence, others in motion, all of them tested by time. These are not just tips, they're mental weapons. And once you start using them, you'll begin to notice something magical. Your mind will stop craving noise. Your emotions will stop pulling you in different directions. And your attention, the most powerful tool you have, will return home. And don't worry, you don't have to become a monk. You don't need to live in a cave. You can apply these techniques right where you are, in your room, at your job, in the middle of your busy life. Because Buddhism is not about running away. It's about turning inward, facing your own mind, and training it like a warrior. But here's the thing. Most people will click off this video in a few seconds. They'll say, yeah, I've heard of mindfulness. I've tried meditation. But they don't stay. They don't go deep. But you, if you're still watching this, you're different. You're not looking for surface-level hacks. You're ready to dive in, to train your mind, to reclaim your attention and your life. So here's my promise to you. If you stay till the end, you won't just learn how to focus better. You'll learn how to master your mind. And once you master your mind, there is nothing in this world you cannot achieve. So get ready. What you're about to learn may challenge you. It may change you. But if you're willing to walk the path, even for just a few minutes a day, you will begin to feel what few people ever feel in this modern world. Real clarity, real peace, real focus. So breathe deeply, let go of everything for now, and come with me into the timeless wisdom of the Buddha to discover the art of pure attention. Welcome to Wisdom of Sparks. Your journey begins now. Part 1, Entering the Mind Temple. So now that you've chosen to stay, to sit, to be here, you're already walking the path that thousands of monks and masters have taken before. And I want you to understand something very powerful before we go any further. You are not broken, your focus is not gone. It is simply scattered. And like a master collecting drops of mercury into a single orb, we're about to bring your attention back together, fully, gently, and powerfully. Let's begin with the first ancient Buddhist technique that monks have sworn by for centuries. Technique 1, Anapanasati, the breath that sees. You breathe more than 20,000 times a day. But when was the last time you actually noticed your breath? Anapanasati means mindfulness of breathing. In Buddhist tradition, this isn't just a relaxation technique. It's a full spiritual practice. Sit down, close your eyes, and place your full attention not casually, but fully on the sensation of breath as it enters and leaves your nose. Don't control it, just watch it. At first, your mind will resist. Thoughts will pour in like rain, but stay with the breath. Watch it like a mother watching her newborn. Gently, lovingly. Each time you bring your attention back to the breath, you are building a new mind, one that stays. Over time, your breath becomes a rope, and your attention, a monkey. Every time the monkey tries to run, you bring it back to the rope. That's how monks begin their focus training, not by doing more, but by doing one thing with absolute awareness. Technique 2, Noble Silence, the discipline of words. In many monasteries, monks practice mauna, noble silence. For days, sometimes weeks, they speak no words unless absolutely necessary. Why? Because speech drains energy, and every word spoken out of habit scatters attention. When you practice silence, even for 1 hour a day, something strange happens. Your inner voice becomes louder. You begin to observe how much of your speech is unconscious. Gossip, complaints, reactivity. When you restrain speech, you conserve your inner power. You become still, focused, potent. Try this. Designate 30 minutes or 1 hour every day as your noble silence time. No speaking, no texting, just awareness. Watch how sharp your mind becomes. Technique 3, Walking Meditation, Kinhin. We walk every day, but do we walk with awareness? In Zen Buddhism, monks practice Kinhin, a slow, mindful walk where each step is a meditation. Heel, sole, toe, one breath per step, the world slows down. This walking meditation builds attention through movement. It brings awareness into your body, into your feet, into the ground. When you're anxious, try walking slowly. Feel each step, become one with the earth. Your breath and body will align, and your mind will follow. Focus doesn't always happen in stillness. Sometimes it happens in motion, but only if the motion is sacred. Technique 4, Ekagrata, single-pointed focus. Ekagrata is a Sanskrit term for one-pointed attention, and it's a core Buddhist teaching. We live in a multitasking world, but the Buddha taught the opposite. Do one thing and do it fully. When you eat, just eat. When you work, just work. When you listen, just listen. When your mind is scattered, energy leaks. But when you practice ekagrata, you gather your life force into one beam, like sunlight through a magnifying glass. And just like that beam can burn paper, your focused attention can transform your reality. Technique 5, the 5 precepts lifestyle of clarity. Focus isn't just a mental skill, it's a lifestyle. And the Buddha laid out 5 ethical precepts to protect your mind. No killing, including harmful thoughts. No stealing, including others' time. No sexual misconduct, respecting energy. No false speech, truth creates clarity. No intoxicants, they cloud the mind. These are not commandments. They are safeguards, fences around the garden of your mind. When you violate these, even unconsciously, your mind becomes cloudy. But when you live with purity, your consciousness sharpens. Try it for 7 days. Watch your clarity grow. Part 2, deepening the path of focus. Technique 6, morning rituals discipline before sunrise. Buddhist monks don't wake up late. Their day begins around 4 a.m. Before the sun rises, before the world wakes up. Why? Because silence is deepest in the early morning. The air is calm, the energy is clean. And the mind, just after waking, is like soft clay, easy to shape. The first thing monks do is clean. Their space, their robes, their surroundings. Not for vanity, but for clarity. The outer world reflects the inner world. Then they chant mantras that align their minds, their breath, their intention. Then they meditate. This morning's discipline is not just about being productive. It's about building a mind that's clear, focused, and grounded. If you want to increase your focus, start here. Wake up early, clean your space, sit in silence, breathe. Begin your day with control over your attention, and you'll control your entire day. Technique 7, Metta Bhavana, loving kindness meditation. You may wonder, what does love have to do with focus? Everything. The mind is full of anger, fear, regret. It can't focus. Emotions flood your system and scatter your thoughts. But when you cultivate loving kindness for yourself, for others, your inner storm begins to calm. Metta Bhavana is a practice where you sit quietly and silently repeat phrases like, may I be happy, may I be peaceful, may others be happy, may all beings be safe. You begin with yourself, then move outward to loved ones, to strangers, even to enemies. This meditation softens your heart and stabilizes your attention, because a peaceful heart leads to a focused mind. Technique 8, aparigraha, minimalism of the mind. In Buddhist tradition, monks own very little. A robe, a bowl, a mat, maybe a book, that's it. This isn't poverty, it's intentional simplicity. Why? Because every possession is a point of attention. More clothes, more choices, more tech. More distraction, more noise, less space for peace. Aparigraha means non-attachment, letting go of what isn't essential. But this doesn't just apply to things, it applies to thoughts. How many unnecessary thoughts are you carrying right now? Worries, comparisons, judgments, regrets. When you let go physically and mentally, you create space for focus. Try this. Clean your room, delete unused apps, cut out toxic inputs, and notice how quiet your mind becomes. Technique 9, Trataka, candle gazing meditation. An ancient yogic and Buddhist practice for building laser-sharp attention. Here's how it works. Sit in a dark room, light a candle. Place it at eye level 2 feet away. Gaze at the flame without blinking, without looking away for as long as possible. Your eyes may water, your mind may wander, but return to the flame. This trains visual concentration. Your mind learns to stay on one object, no matter what. After gazing for a few minutes, close your eyes, visualize the flame in your mind's eye, hold it there. This practice strengthens the inner lens of awareness. It calms anxiety, sharpens memory, and increases willpower. Start with 2 minutes, increase gradually. Trataka is the ancient version of focus training, and it works. Technique 10, Vipassana, seeing reality as it is. Now we reach the crown jewel of Buddhist techniques, Vipassana. Vipassana means insight or clear seeing. It is the meditation Buddha himself used to reach enlightenment. In this practice, you sit silently and scan your body, from head to toe, feeling every sensation tingling, itching, pain, heat, cold, without reacting. You don't move, you don't judge, you just observe. Why is this powerful? Because it rewires your nervous system. You learn to watch discomfort without running, to sit with urges without reacting, and slowly the mind becomes free. Free from craving, free from aversion, free from the chaos that breaks focus. Vipassana is taught in 10-day silent retreats around the world. But you can begin today. Sit for 10 minutes. Scan your body, watch your sensations. This technique is not easy, but it is transformative. It teaches you the ultimate lesson. That focus is not about effort, it's about letting go. Closing the circle, the return to awareness. You've now learned 10 powerful Buddhist techniques that can increase your focus by 100%, not by force, but by presence. Let's recap. Anapanasati, watch your breath. Noble silence, restrain your speech. Walking meditation, move with mindfulness. Ekagrata, do one thing at a time. The 5 precepts, live ethically. Morning rituals, begin with discipline. Medabhavana, calm the heart. Aparigraha, let go of clutter. Trataka, train visual focus. Vipassana, master your sensations. But here's the real secret. Focus is not something you do. Focus is something you become. You become focused by shaping your mind daily, just as a monk sharpens a blade. You don't need to do all 10 at once. Start with 1, practice it daily. Watch how your life changes. Because once you reclaim your attention, you reclaim your power. No longer will you be a slave to distraction. You will become the master of your mind. And in that mastery, you'll discover what the Buddha discovered. Stillness is not empty, it's full of answers. So go now, choose your first technique, begin your journey. And remember, the path of focus is not walked in leaps, it is walked in breaths. Welcome to your awakening. This is Wisdom of Sparks,